My name is Jonathan. I'm with local lender. I'm here in the Keller Williams office, sitting with Miss Stephanie Barrett, the inked
agent.
Inked agent.
Yep.
We're here to kind of highlight her today as we talk about awesome real estate agents in the area. So Stephanie, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story, how you got into real estate?
Yes. I've been in real estate about 2.5 years. And before that, I was in insurance fraud investigation. Do not recommend. And I just was bored. I did it 15 years. So you can only repeat yourself so much before you're just like, I need something more. So I got into real estate. October 2021 is when I came over to Keller Williams. Had just been licensed a short period of time. And just went from there. I kind of just did what I was advised not to do. Went through a lot of for sale by owners and that stuff. Had my first buyers and was able to quit that job and do this full time.
Awesome. So you got to see like COVID in its finest.
Yeah, we actually sold our first home and moved into our second one the week everything was shutting down in March of 2020. And then we had just ourselves missed that bucket of the absolute psycho-ness that came from home purchasing after that by I think months. I'd have to look, but it can't be more than 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And we're VA buyers. My husband's a veteran. So, that was a whole other mess that was coming.
Yeah. Yeah. I had my third child right before all the shutdowns happened.
Oh gosh. Yeah. No. Yeah. I can't. Oh gosh.
It's
yeah.
Bananas.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your favorite part of being a real estate agent?
Coincidentally, I like talking to people and seeing what they need. I like helping people at all in any capacity. So there's always a reason why. And people buy and sell homes for a variety of reasons. Some good, they're first home buyers. Some, the flip side is maybe there's a dynamic changing or, elderly parent that needs to be moved into a facility. And so it's really helping people at what is their highest point, but also getting them through some of their not so pleasant life experiences.
Sure. Yeah. And then on the flip side of that, what's your least favorite part about being a real estate agent?
I don't like inaccurate information, and not every real estate agent is created equal. Sometimes that's good and sometimes that's not so good. But I'm really big when it comes to VA buyers, and that's one of my specialties and passions. And there's so many misconceptions with VA loans that drive me up a wall. So as much as I detest that inaccurate information, I try to help people learn what is accurate about it at the same time.
Sure. That's awesome. And obviously we know that we're in like a crazy market right now. We don't really know what the future holds. How do you feel about where things are at now and what might be coming in the future?
I am cautiously optimistic in regards to, we've had a slow spring, I feel like. I think every single one of us can agree on that. But I am confident because I'm seeing an uptick on my own listings that are getting finally some more activity. But people have to get realistic with pricing. Yeah. We are not 2021. We are not 2022. We had a shift coming before Hurricane Ian hit here. And then Hurricane Ian really kind of just jumbled everything up. I think we're finally coming out of that slowdown. There was a period of time afterwards where the market naturally was going to be slower. At the same time, interest rates are going higher, and we have unique situations here with our insurance. But between some legislation that has proven slowly, but proven that it's helping with more carriers coming here, people are still moving here, which is great. People have short memories. So I'm confident that it'll get better. People have to be patient and give it time, but also sellers have to be realistic with pricing, and buyers have to get off the fence because rent is out of control. Rent is not going to go down. I've advised even my own sellers, I'm like, you're better off selling. Renting, you're not going to get what you think you can get anymore. And we need people to kind of make those decisions and get off the fence.
Yeah, it's nice to have that hopeful outlook. I think I agree, being in lending, like with the rates where they're at, and but we're also at a point where I think we're going to see rates higher for longer.
Yep.
And I think right now, at least in Florida, you still have tons of people who are moving here.
Yep.
But you have an insurance issue that hopefully is working on getting fixed.
Yep.
Those carriers is really optimistic. We need more competition to lower those prices.
Yep.
And sellers being realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think people are like really up against the rates, but it's insurance and sellers right now.
It is. Real estate's a long game. You know, the average person's in their home 5 to 7 years. We were in our first home 10 years. And I was like, we're not going to be here that long. 10 years. Real estate's a long game. Bought my first house. It was $165,000, the bottom of the crash, December of 2010. We ended up selling that for $275,000. I mean, that's a nice return on investment to be able to buy again, you know, but we can't, if people paid too much a couple years ago and are now turning around and wanting to sell, your return on investment's not there. You don't necessarily have that equity built in yet. Mm-hmm. And that's an unfortunate consequence of buying when some people did. Real estate is a long game, whether it's for investment purposes or your first home or any home, like second home, whatever it is. It's a long game. Yep. Unless you are wanting to buy, flip, and 1031 exchange it. It's a long game.
Yeah. Absolutely. I know that there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm going to go make a quick buck. And like, no, you can't.
No.
It's not possible. And this is like, real estate is not an asset. Mm-hmm. You can't just trade it and make money instantly.
No.
It's a long-term investment that takes time. That's why it's building generational wealth.
Yep. And we are, yes, interest rates are what they are. And that's, I mean, historically, we've sat between 6 and 7 if you take 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
But in our area, we have the Hometown Heroes program, but we also have the local housing authority that has $75,000 in grants to try to stimulate people to go from renting to buying. So there's ways to curb that. Insurance, you can always price out. You know, maybe today it's one thing. Okay, well, before your next renewal, let's check again. That's what insurance people are for, not my lane. But there's ways to curb some of what we are all feeling. This is not exclusive to just people buying and selling. We're all feeling it.
Yeah.
There's ways to curb that, but what you can't change is you're paying somebody else's mortgage or you want to relocate for a job. So those are the factors that people have to keep in front of them. And if your credit's, not great, awesome. There's people that can help with that too.
Yeah.
I was in my early 20s. My credit, I think at its worst was 480. I mean, so I've been there. Like, there is not too much that I haven't had to navigate myself out of. So I try to approach that with people and be like, listen, this is a judgment-free zone. Which one of my skeletons would you like?
Yeah. It's great to use that prior experience to help. And that's awesome that you're using that to help your buyers and sellers. So last thing, what areas do you serve for people who are watching this and want to get in contact with you? Where do you serve and what's the best way to contact you?
Well, I'm pretty sure if you just put my name on social media at all, Instagram or Facebook, Stephanie Barrett, there's probably not too many with pink hair, pretty easily accessible that way. You can call me 941-815-0201. All of Lee County, so Fort Myers, Cape Coral, etc., Naples, Bonita, and I go into Charlotte County too. So there's some outside areas I go to. It's not that far unless there's traffic.
Yeah. Traffic. So this is Stephanie Barrett. If you are looking to buy or sell in Southwest Florida, I'll put her contact info below as well as tag her in this video so you can easily find her Facebook page. Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.